Today we are joined by Dr. Tanojkumar Meshram, the Associate Professor of Public Policy at SPJIMR, and he's also the Chairperson of Postgraduate Program in Development Management. With a PhD in Social Policy from Brandeis, he also holds a dual Master's degree in Social Policy from Brandeis and also one in Public Management and Policy from IIM Ahmedabad. Dr. Meshram has spent nearly 2 decades in practical work, including his tenure at the civil servant with the Indian Engineering Service. Thank you so much, Dr. Meshram, for joining us today. It's a real honor to speak with someone with such a rich experience in government, philanthropy, and also the academia. So tell us about the PGPDM program at your SPJ Institute.
This is very unique program. I don't think actually, the program of this kind actually exists in the country. Having been in a development sector now for many years actually, and having known the ecosystem of development sector education in this country, I can say that this is a very unique kind of a program. And there are very different dimensions of the uniqueness actually. Now there are social work programs in India. You can go for masters in social work or BSW, where, for example, fresh young people, who complete their graduation, they go there. MSW if you are going to social work. Or there are development studies program which have recently started. There are many institutions. TISS has a development studies program. IIT Guwahati, you have IIT Madras has very. My own school at Brandeis, Heller had development studies program. But this program is very different that it combines development and management together.
So in your view, what makes PGPDM at SPJ different from other programs, other developments in India or even in global sector?
Yes, so we have few unique advantages. I would say one is that this is housed in a very prestigious institution, which is very credible institution in a social space. Actually, Bharati Vidya Bhavan is known for its social work. Within that, SPJIMR is known for responsible management, socially responsible management education. So we are a part of that. When we teach a management, as for the Financial Times, we are #1 ranked institution, management school here actually. We have one of the excellent faculty, top-notch, world-class faculty available here. We have about 70 full-time faculty here, and all management courses are taught by the full-time faculty who are important scholars in their field actually, right? So that's a unique advantage and position that we are in. That's number one. So excellent faculty. For those courses which we don't have, we also bring another equally good and excellent faculty from outside, that about 20-25%, So that's faculty quality is definitely one. The second, this is the only program in India probably which is accredited actually, globally accredited. We have 3 important accreditations, SP as an institution and program, So these accreditations are at institution level and also at program level. So we have EQUIS accreditation, we have AACSB accreditations, and we have AMBA, AMBA, BGA accreditations actually. So we have triple accreditation here. That's second important thing. The third important thing is that there is hardly any program which is for working professionals. The kind of experience or age group that we get here, the people between around 27 years to 50, or sometimes 1 or 2 people crossing 50, that age group. So people bringing sectoral diversity, people bring age-wise diversity, social diversity, people bring different kinds of educational backgrounds. We have engineers, MBA, social workers, development studies people, all kinds of people coming in a classroom kind of things. That kind of a diverse cohort, it is very rare to find. Actually.
Correct. Next question going on, how does the PGPDM program balance the classroom learning with the practical real world experience, especially when it comes to CSR activities and social sector work?
The way it works, if I am a CSR professional, I am giving an example of a CSR. If I am a CSR professional, I have been handling certain portfolio, and there are few areas like education, for example, drinking water, or health, nutrition, for example, or livelihood that I am working. I have been designing the programs in a particular way, or my organization has been designing the programs in a particular way and implementing. But when they come here, what they find actually is that there are 50 other people who are doing similar kind of work, and they are doing in a different ways. and they have different levels of experience from 20 different states actually. Now that experience of a peer group is very enriched. Oh, you are doing this in this way, I'm doing it this way, and the people learn from each other. That's one change which happens, the real life connection. The second change which happens is actually at the classroom level. When you go when you study some courses, for example, when you study some courses, you get an idea. Oh, this is how I should modify this program, because now I understand why this particular social problem exists, for example. One of the things that we teach in this program, how do you understand social problems, how you define social problems, and then how do you design solutions. So your understanding of a social problem is a very important requirement. So maybe when I was working there, I understand social problem in a different way. And now I realize, after coming here, after studying this course and after talking to these 50 different people, that I think this is the way that I should understand the social problem, and therefore the solution should be a little bit different. Actually, I go back and I modify my program and I get wonderful results. Or I become more efficient actually. I say, okay, we had X amount of a budget and we got this impact. However, after going to SPJIMR, we have learned that this is the way to better manage the program and optimize your resources. I become more efficient actually, and I get in a lesser budget and a lesser time, I might get a better results there actually. So there are multiple changes which happen actually in real life. So people come with real questions, real insights. They ask those questions, they bring those insights, and therefore this education is very two-way process. The faculty become richer actually by interacting with the students, and students become richer by interacting with the faculty and the students actually, right?
So how does your program support the students in designing and scaling the social impact projects, whether they want to work in companies or with non-profit sectors?
Like I said, people come from NGOs, CSRs, social enterprises, the government, okay, and some people from corporate. So when they do their assignments and the projects for different courses, they pick up the issues that their organizations are working on. So if I am working, say, in Tarun Bharat Sangha in Rajasthan on water conservation, then my theory of change project in theory of change course will be on the water conservation there. Okay, if someone is working on a substance abuse actually, then that project will be on that. So we help them actually through these courses. We help them designing their programs in a better way actually, right? If we teach them fundraising actually, they also then develop proposals actually. How do we raise the funds actually? And that proposal that they write as a part of an assignment is a real proposal. It's a real proposal, If they are looking at basically a financial management, they are looking at the real financial data of their organization, So those things that we teach here is very real, and it has to be based upon their organization. It has to be based upon their work, actually, and therefore through this process actually, their programs improve, their implementation improve, their funding pipeline becomes much more bigger and better actually. Or people come with the new ideas. They say, I want to now start this new organization actually. And then they also do futuristic project where they say in a for example course on legal actually aspects of the social sector. They say, I want to design a constitution of my organization. As a part of that assignment they do that. Or I want to build a theory of change for the organization that I want to build actually, right? So they pick up a lot of these projects for their for their own organization kind of things. So in this way different. So if I have a social enterprise, then I will probably take a project, say in a social entrepreneurship course actually, to build or scale my social enterprise or add new product there actually, or try to see that how the market linkage, with my self-help groups can be improved, for example. So people take these kind of projects actually, in design thinking they take the projects where they design the new things actually, they design the programs.
So it's all real, everything is happening
real.
on.
Yes.
So I just also wanted to ask, has your experience at the Government Philanthropy and Academia shaped the way you have made SPJ? That experience bring a change at SPJ?
Definitely. I mean, everybody has an agency and I have an agency, and I think at SPJIMR, different leaders actually, they are given sufficient freedom actually, and a free hand basically to bring their ideas actually. And when I joined, and now where the program is actually, I definitely brought a lot of my experience and ideas here actually. For example, I started teaching about government and society, which used to be which was not there, for example, earlier actually, so now my students tell me that actually they appreciate now the way government works, the complexities of the working of the government actually. They also appreciate that it's important to partner and work with the government actually. They appreciate this idea that understanding public policies are important actually, for example. They also appreciate this idea that actually you must bring the, you must bring yourself to a position actually where you appreciate the viewpoint and perspectives of the citizens whom you serve, for example. So I definitely brought my ideas there actually, because I work in the sector, I work with the government. Other thing is, lot of my lived experience in a childhood actually are of the kind. I lived in the grew up in a village actually. I'm a son of a bidi worker, for example. And I myself have gone through the life actually. I sometimes tell them life of those people whom you serve actually, and there is definitely this first-hand experience actually. What does it mean actually to work for the people actually? And therefore my examples actually in the classrooms, my examples, my conversation with my faculty colleagues about how do we need to redesign this course, how do we need to contextualize this course, what kind of case studies will work, what kind of a content will work, what kind of communication model can work for my student. It definitely comes to a lot more personal experience actually, definitely, because there is certain amount of a groundedness which comes here actually, and it's important actually. You can't separate a person from the work that one does actually. Yeah.
So for people who are thinking to switch to the social sector, what advice would you like to give them? And how can your PGPDM course at the SPG help them for this transition?
I think this is a very good course for the people who want to make a transition to social sector for multiple reasons. One, that those who are thinking of switching to social sector, they probably are not in a position to go for a full-time program. So this is a part-time program. The second, they already have some experience, right? And there are certain things they can transfer from transferable skills, we call it, transferable knowledge, we can call it. So there are certain skills and knowledge they have actually, they can transfer to the social sector. And when they join this program, they find the people of similar kind here actually. Those who are already working, those who are new there actually, So they not just learn from the program, they learn from others actually. They learn from others, right? The second thing is, they might have experience on the management side, but they don't have on the development side actually. Here, they refresh their ideas in the management, very contextualized to the social sector, and they have this kind of, there is a certain continuity now. What management I understand and practice in the past actually, or what engineering or technical thing that I have passed actually, it has some relevance actually. And they have this renewed interest that, okay, my engineering or management or a non-social background can be useful to the social sector in this way. That's one part.
So over hundreds of students graduate every year from your institute. And I also saw a lot of videos of the graduation ceremony. It's huge and very nice looking. So you as a professor, how do you feel on that day? Like all the efforts, all the rigorous efforts which you put that have come to it, like made dreams true and everything. What do you think? What does goes in your mind at that very moment? It's a very personal question, but I would like to know what a professor feels when a student is getting graduated. It's like their big day.
I know. I would say this is the happiest day that a teacher actually sees in his life when a student graduates. Why it is also important is that the students struggle a lot. They have their families, they have their jobs or work, whatever work they do. Plus, many of them do not have a prior exposure to these kind of institutions. Very recently, a small group of people have started coming from Tata Institute of Social Science, SPJIMR University, or some even studied abroad and other management schools. But the large chunk of the students actually, they come from the colleges and the schools in a small towns and rural areas. Many of them live in the slum actually. For them, SPJIMR is a big brand actually. It's very important, And the first day they are like a little bit, where I have come, something like that. Now, there are a lot more anxieties actually, plus kind of a rigor of the program. So, during the program, they are like, oh my God, where I have come, there is so much efforts have to be done. And when you see them graduating, they are so happy and you are so happy. Actually. Oh, finally that day has come that, they have completed the program. They are graduating there. That happiness on their face, actually, it makes me happy, actually, as a teacher. It makes my colleagues happy as a teacher. And we see that in their body language, actually. We see each other, my team, and we all are very, very happy about that. So I'm very happy. In fact, my students realize that and they say, congratulations, sir, we are graduating. Some of the students, they say like that. And that's true. Teachers have to be tested, actually, based upon how their students do, actually. If our students are they are graduating, they are happy, they are doing good work for others, actually, that's a satisfying moment for us. Actually. That's how I see education, actually.
It's like all your efforts have paid off finally.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having us, Dr. Meshram. It was such a pleasure, and all the details which you gave the institution, it was amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for having the CSR journal with you.
Thank you so much for coming to the campus, and it was very great to have a conversation with you. All the best, actually, and looking forward to work with CSR journal.